Hi there and welcome to Magic. In this video I'm going to show you something new in version 15.5.5, which is the ability to, and actually let me change Cloudlet to this guy, which is the ability to actually just mark any Hyperlambda code and have OpenAPI or ChatGPT explain that code. So let's go to HyperID here. Let's find just any Hyperlambda code. For instance, here I have a delete HTTP endpoint. I can, of course, just mark a single slot, click F1 or function F1 on Mac OS X, at which point it will just document that single slot. As you can see here, is the documentation for that particular slot using OpenAI. But I can also mark any amount of code. If I now mark this entire code, then actually ChatGPT is going to explain what this code does to me in human terms. Here you see this Hyperlambda code is connecting to an SQLite database and deleting a record from the cities table. It is using the generic data adapter from the magic.data.common project to create an SQL statement to delete the record. The where clause is parameterized using the add slot to get the arguments from the arguments node. The data.delete slot is then used to delete the record from the database. And of course, this is 100% exactly what it does. Now, if you mark any code, such as for instance here, then it doesn't matter what Hyperlambda code you mark, as long as you at the very least mark some section that like makes sense. Here you see what it explains to me. It even explains the expression, value of the second argument, data delete, blah, 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 etc. It will even actually, such as for instance, if I now go to post here, where, or actually let me find another one, exceptions here, where you can see I'm using Guru meditation, come back when universe is in order. Now, it actually earlier today correctly determined the origin of this statement, which of course originates from Amiga 500 from when I was 14 years old, actually. And this is a phrase that is often used to indicate that something has gone wrong in a program or system and that the user should take a step back and try to figure out what has been causing the case. Previously today, it would actually correctly associate the statement with Amiga 500. Didn't do that now. Of course, it's using AI, so it's giving a different response every single time. If you look here, even at the status code, so obviously it knows that response to status to set changes the HTTP status code of the response, but it's also actually used to, it's also actually capable of associating it with the HTTP standard. I haven't taught it, but this is just a part of generic ChatGPT thing. So you can see this is an HTTP status code that indicates that the request was successful and that the new resource was created. This code is typically used when creating a new resource, such as when creating a new user or posting a new blog post. Now, so if you ever wanted to teach yourself Hyperlambda, then definitely this is the time. Just mark any code, click F1, and ta-da! You got a humanly readable explanation explaining that particular code to you using human terms. So there are a couple other nifty features in this release too, such as if you go to SQL Studio here, it will actually now show you indexes and also actually allow you to create indexes or create columns that are indexed. So, and then there are some other like minor bug fixes, hopefully stabilizing things for you in general. Anyways, thank you for watching. Have a nice day.